Hello, it's Randi Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little man.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
I can almost guarantee you that the mainstream media, no one is going to cover this story, but this is so freaking sick, okay? So I hope you know that the reason why the Trump supporters are all out there screaming, lock him up for Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and blah, 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 is because Donald Trump has been trying to find dirt on Joe Biden and Hunter Biden for years. He got impeached for it, as you will remember. Well, Rudy Giuliani, he's totally bizarre. I mean, he's lost his mind. Everybody knows it. And he has decided that he was going to go to dirty politicians who had gone to KGB school, seriously, literally, in Russia, and then became legislators in Ukraine. And he was going to get those people to produce dirt on Hunter Biden. He was unable to do so. He was unable to do it. So then they manufactured some crazy story about a laptop that a blind, oh God, they're so bad at this, that a blind repairman in Delaware, a computer repairman, I don't know how you do this if you're blind. Honestly, God love the blind. It could happen to me. I got lots of years to go. I may end up blind too. But the truth is, you won't be able to repair a computer if you go blind because there's no Braille computer code. Anyway, so they couldn't produce any documents. They couldn't produce anything from the laptop. There's no evidence, none whatsoever. And the Wall Street Journal did its own background check on this story, and they went through all the corporate documents, Hunter Biden's corporate documents, Joe Biden's documents, his tax return, everything. They found nothing. The Durham report, which was supposed to be the October surprise, this was a U.S. attorney in Connecticut, Mr. Durham, who was going to have something explosive about Obama spying on Trump and the dirty nature of the Bidens and their law breaking. They're all corrupt criminals. Produced nothing. They had so many U.S. attorneys working on this. They all quit. The one in Utah, they had one in Utah. Anyway, all these U.S. attorneys quit. Now we're down to crunch time, okay? 79 million people have already voted. If there was a window for an October surprise, they kind of missed it. But okay, they now have to explain to their viewers who they have hyped up about this dirt, which doesn't exist, that they have it and they're going to produce it any minute. Finally, they have to explain to their audience why they've come up with nothing. So Tucker Carlson, who won a defamation lawsuit by saying nobody believes a word I say. And the judge in that case agreed that no reasonable person, they always use the reasonable man standard, right? No reasonable person would believe anything Tucker Carlson says. The judge accepted that as being true and dismissed a defamation case because nobody believes anything he says anyway. Okay, so last night, this lying sack, who really deserves like the worst that this world has to offer, whatever it is, whatever you imagine hell is, Tucker Carlson deserves a taste. Okay, right? Bert agrees. So last night he had to explain to his audience why he has no documents, why he has no evidence, why there's no proof. And he decided to go with the dog ate my homework. No, I'm not kidding. He decides to tell his audience that he has no idea what email is. He has no idea what a scanner is, where you scan documents and then you can, give them to somebody. You know how to do that, right? Everybody knows. Okay, so he decided to tell his audience that they shipped these documents to him, and it got lost. Now, while you listen to this, I want you to remember two things. He never names the shipper, could be UPS, doesn't want to get involved in a lawsuit, right? So he never says who it is. He doesn't say if he sent it, Federal Express, if he sent it DHL, if he sent it, UPS, the mail. He won't say, because that would be a lawsuit. But he describes this crazy, circuitous thing where they went and they investigated trucks and where. And the other thing you need to remember is he's lying. He's lying because there's nothing. There is nothing. Right.
So on Monday of this week, we received from a source a collection of confidential documents related to the Biden family. We believe those documents are authentic, they're real, and they're damning.
You've never seen them.
At the time we received them, my executive producer, Justin Wells, and I were in Los Angeles preparing to interview Tony Bobolinsky about the Biden's business dealings in China, Ukraine, and other countries. Mm-hmm. So we texted a producer in New York, and we asked him to send those documents to us in L.A., and he did that.
So you've never seen them?
So Monday afternoon of this week, he shipped those documents overnight to California with a large national carrier, a brand-name company that we've used, you've used countless times with never a single problem. But the Biden documents never arrived in Los Angeles. Tuesday morning, we received word from the shipping company that our package had been opened and the contents were missing. The documents had disappeared. Now, to its credit, the company took this very seriously and immediately began a search. They traced the envelope from the moment our producers dropped it off in Manhattan on Monday, all the way to 3:44 a.m. yesterday morning. That's when an employee at a sorting facility in another state noticed that our package was open and empty. Apparently it had been opened. So the company's security team interviewed every one of its employees who touched the envelope we sent. They searched the plane and the trucks that carried it. They went through the office in New York where our producer dropped that package off. They combed the entire cavernous sorting facility. They used pictures of what we had sent so that searchers would know what to look for. They went far and beyond, but they found nothing. Those documents have vanished. As of tonight, the company has no idea and no working theory even about what happened to this trove of materials, documents that are directly relevant to the presidential campaign just 6 days from now. We spoke to executives at that company a few hours ago. They seemed baffled and deeply bothered by this, and so are we.
Your producer is a putz, okay? He's a complete putz. He sent an empty envelope to Tucker. I mean, so that they could have an empty envelope, point at the empty envelope and say, even that's nefarious, okay? You know, this stupid T-shirt, okay? This T-shirt. They were tracking, it was a tracking. You could follow. I bought some concrete nails because I wanted to hang up a towel holder for Thanksgiving because we want to go outside, because Loretta's coming and we don't want to be indoors and contaminate her with the COVID. She's 90. So I thought, we'll have like a little hot tub action or whatever, and I'll put up some, I have no place to put towels. I throw them over the chair. Okay. The little concrete nails had a tracking number. I mean, what is wrong with people? Why do they believe this swill? Why does everybody want to believe the worst thing possible? And you know what's really interesting? He doesn't name the company. He won't say who it is because that's a freaking lawsuit, okay? If it turns out that, he named the company, let's say he said it was, I don't even want to go there. And they're like, none of this happened. And he's damaging our reputation here, that he would lose his house. Do you know what I'm saying? Although no reasonable person would believe Tucker Carlson. Could always use that again. RandiRhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.